Now, this episode begins with Julius, who is wandering off in the village, which he's wearing normal clothes, in which he is stopped by Marx, who actually mentioned him that he did finishing some documents earlier that he's about to mention. But he actually gonna ask him a favor because he actually lost most of his mana and magic in his battle against Lit. So there's nothing he can actually do. So he actually going to ask him a favor, which led to the scene in the Black Bulls HQ where Asta and Noel are doing a sparring match with their magic. And this actually is interrupted with Sally actually appeared. She's still in chains and she's still in prison. But she is not alone because she's under the supervision of Marx and the researcher named Marcus North, who's a researcher on magical items, and he actually saw potential in Sally, which is to be Julia's favor, in which she still haven't forgot the promise that Asta have forgotten. But we actually seen her doing experiments on the rest of the Black Bulls, which some are funny and some of them are, well, actually hilarious. But she actually decided to take a piece of hair from Asta, in which we seen her getting ready to leave to be a researcher, but she actually got some encouragement from the Black Bulls. So now she actually is happy, which means that she's going to repay her debt to society ever since she's the member of the Eye of the Midnight Sun. However, we get to the other scene where fuegoleon, nozel, and Marx are on their way to Arandom village, which actually is named Arandom, which Julius actually did some investigation there, which because of the dread of the Spade Kingdom and the devil, he knew that they were actually going to be at risk. So they actually going to put on disguises to actually being not detected, which is actually just a cloak, which they actually reach a random village where everybody actually is are trying to recover from the attacks. However, they actually met one villager who actually said that they were friends of Chrono Villa, which everybody is relieved that they're actually her friends. And by Chrono Villa, that actually means is Julius alias, and that actually means his disguise, which he's disguised himself as an elderly lady who actually helped out in the village. Then one day she disappeared. So they actually were relieved, and by their disguises, they are also been given code names, which fuegoleon means actually Leon, and nozel is nozel, which they actually are using those aliases, and they actually spend a night to see if they actually going to capture the bandits, which is part of their investigation. As well, they actually met the bandits and they actually get ready to attack them. But it all revealed to be the villagers who actually stole items from other villages after the Eye of the Midnight Sun's attack during the elves' reincarnation. So, even though they did commit a crime, they cannot actually let their village continue to be in ruins. So they decided to order them to restore the village and atone for their sins. So they actually did that. which they still are loyal to the capital and also loyal to protect the innocents. We actually knew how Sally is going to get redemption after she also is a member of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, which she actually had potential that Julius see. And also, fuegoleon and nozel actually stopping the bandits, who happens to be the villagers who were actually the victims of the Eye of the Midnight Sun's attacks. So we actually knew that they're actually going to restore their village and all the other villages. So it actually is a win. But I actually had to say that even though fuegoleon is still passionate, and nozel, who has actually tried to arrest people for their sins, there are actually two different sizes of how they actually going to do justice. But I cannot wait to see what's going to happen on the next episode next weekend. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the episode. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page. Until then, this anime guy Dren here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.